Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with an update. This is going to be real casual, real laid back. I'm going to just go through a bunch of different shit that I want to talk about. I'm actually do a few little critiques and stuff as well because we are ramping up for a big month in October and we got some exciting things on the way. My bad. Last week I said that I was going to actually start doing some reviews of some of the older Toy Biz stuff leading up to some of the more modern, better versions of characters that we've gotten from Hasbro. And I wanted to do Thing, I wanted to do Hulk, I wanted to do Captain America. And I didn't get around to doing that stuff because I started a really big project last week as far as like cleaning up my figures, basically cleaning up all of my figures, going through every single thing, seeing what I have, cataloging everything and organizing stuff. And I actually utilized a closet that I wasn't utilizing before in my home to just put everything together. This is actually probably only half, maybe a quarter of some of the stuff. I got a few closets basically full of stuff and fixing my shelves and doing everything I needed to do. And now that that is done, I'm going to be moving forward. I did get a big package from Big Bad Toy Store this past week, so I got a lot of stuff that I want to do, that I want to record. So I just want to chop it up with you guys for a few minutes and just go over everything and update you and just say hi, basically. So I did mention ACBA flight stands, which should be back up for pre-order at the end of this month, so look out for that. I also mentioned the discount packs of the Mercenary 2.0 pack, which should be up shortly as well. Those will be up within the next 24 or 48 hours. It's basically just a smaller condensed version of the larger pack that was out. So if you already got them, maybe this is an opportunity for you to double up on some. But if you've never received any cutouts, then this is a great jumping on point for you to get a few and check them out and look at them. You know, the quality is the best that we've ever been doing, so check that out. Right now on the ACBA website, the Zag Toys Foodie Pack is available, so they're in stock and ready to ship. Shout out to everybody who's been ordering. We've been getting a pretty steady stream of orders for these packs, so again, just wanted to remind people that we need to move through these as fast as possible in order to offer the next set, which is not a food pack, but it is an accessory sort of effects pack that I think everybody will be interested in. Last week, the Walgreens exclusive Danny Moonstar figure started popping up in Walgreens. This is my man Rick's find right here. Shout out to Rick. Looks like it's trickling out to everywhere. I haven't found it yet in my area in New York City, but as I mentioned, this is a 3-for-1. You can see some size comparisons here, but you pretty much get 3 figures in one. You buy the figure 3 times and you'll be able to get 3 different characters from New Mutants. You know, I also mentioned that there's a rumor that they're going to be doing this same sort of thing with the Kukos or Cucko chicks, however you pronounce it. You know, I'm famous for mispronouncing shit. It is what it is. And more terrible mispronunciation. Shout out to my man Wands, aka Les Tableaux Vivants. I guess that's French, I don't know. But here's some more shots of Danny, and I've been meaning to plug my man Wands for a while. His account, he just pretty much takes you on nostalgia lane, basically, but real basic core, like the essence of ACBA posing. And really, I forget how deep his collection is too, showing off a lot of older Toy Biz stuff and just showing some great posing. I'd really like to see him get back into the game and doing complete setups with dioramas and stuff like that. I know he's definitely one of the OGs, one of the best in the game really at doing it, but still kind of low key. You see his account is not even at 500 followers, so follow my man Wands. And you know, this is it's just really a joy for me to look at this stuff. You know, that's what social media is about, Instagram is about, is just, you know, having stuff on your feed that you really enjoy. And I think a lot of you guys would enjoy his feed, so give my man Wands a follow. And shout out to my man Gary. This is Todd texting me right now, says Forbidden Planet, or no, Midtown Comics has the new Marvel Select Sandman figure. I don't really mess with Selects too tough unless I want the accessories or the base or what have you. But yeah, shout out to my man Gary who found these little ice effects. Came with the Rey, like Star Wars Black Series Deluxe figure that was like $25 or $27 or something originally. I found some a couple weeks ago when I was actually searching for new bins to pack up my figures and stuff in my local Kmart, and they were on sale for $1. So I bought 5 of them, and I was actually just messing around with them last night, but I'm gonna get back to that display later. He found them online for like $9 each or $8 each or something like that, I think, which is still a good price. Ain't better than $1, but it is what it is. So get out there and search and see if you can find those. Not sure if I mentioned this in any other updates, but it was sort of confirmed by Hasbro that this Grey Hulk was a thing, but it looked like if the Grey Hulk was a thing, looks like it got leaked, and they didn't really want to talk about it at the Canada Expo. So I assume we'll find out more information about this Hulk at New York Comic Con, which is right around the corner. And finally, the return of the ACBA podcast is just days away. I think that we should be recording the newest episode this coming Friday. Don't quote me on that. I'm hoping Friday that everybody's free. But we all had a lot of personal issues going on between all 4 of us, honestly, that we had to deal with over these past couple months that had nothing to do with the podcast. It just so happens that life hit each and every one of us at the same time, basically. But now that we got our shit ironed out, we definitely ready to get back. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of stuff to backtrack and talk about, and a lot of things that are happening right now. So we're excited to be back, and stay tuned for that. And real quick, I saw this and thought this was funny. If this is Jeff Beckett that's doing this, do not spend your money on this. We'll talk about that on the podcast, but as we say in New York, f*** out of here. Alright, so after that unfriendly rebuke of Jeff Beckett, here is a friendly reminder to come join us in the ACBA Facebook group. Like I said in the last update, the ACBA Facebook group is like a training ground. It has been like that since its inception, since 2011. We've been there, bouncing ideas off of each other, practicing, sharing a lot of tips and tricks and tactics, and you see some of the best people in the game pass through there, have come up through there, have come and gone, have got mad with the group and left and call themselves not talking to me anymore and all types of stuff. But at the end of the day, ACBA has been the base of operations for a lot of people in the game who got their start right there. So it's a good way for you to come and just hone your skills. And in that spirit, I want to just talk about critique and how I look at stuff and how some of the admins look at stuff. Me personally, I'm actually giving you a little insight into how I look at stuff and how I hand out my likes and what I actually like to see and what I think is solid work and what I think might be whack. You know, people get upset with, and that's one thing about the group. It's really about open, honest critique. It's not about babying anybody or coddling them or only telling them good things. That's what Instagram is for. When you come in that group, the gloves are off for the most part. It's not a nasty environment where people are just shitting on you, but they are going to be honest with you. And me especially, I'm always going to be open and honest with you and tell you what's what. And I would appreciate that you do the same with me. That's the only way that we can all keep elevating our game and continue to be better. So like I said, I'm gonna go scroll through and just chop it up, just talk to y'all and talk about some shots. Real quick, actually, let me go over this because Hasbro Post put up these images, put up this post maybe I don't know, like a week ago. Is this dated? I don't know. I can't see the date, but this is the assignment. The X-Men issue. The X-Men issue hit stands in 1994 and features a storyline where Sabretooth stays at Professor X's mansion. Uncanny X-Force Volume 1, Number 7 marks the conclusion of the Deathlock Nation story. So here's Hasbro promoting some upcoming figures in the Jean Grey figure and the X-Force Deathlock figure, and they're trying to recreate covers, which is exactly what ACBA is. It's basically at its core, at its essence, ACBA is basically replicating scenes from comic books, movies, anime, or taking your own liberties and doing your own thing and just drawing inspiration from those mediums. So you see Hasbro here trying to recreate these scenes, and they went through a lot of trouble to do this and still didn't really nail it. I wish they would just actually hire somebody from the displaying community, from the ACBA community, to do this stuff and be able to nail these poses. So they were trying to replicate this Jean Grey pose, which is very comic book-esque. It's very pronounced, it's dramatic, and they couldn't do that here. Even with the double jointed knee. They didn't get that right. They could have definitely raised up this hand a bit more and really nailed these poses here. But to see everything they went through to do this with all of this wiring and stuff like that, they could have did this with like 2 ACBA stands, and because they were going to Photoshop out the stand anyway. But it's funny to see them taking this route and really incorporating a lot of toy photography into how they promote these figures. And you know, it's really good to see them exploring the Hasbro Toy Pick hashtag and really embracing a lot of toy photographers. But I'd like to see them employ some photographers for these campaigns. Really put some people to work and pay them to do this stuff, you know. And you know what, I think I'm gonna break this down into 2 videos. So this will be part 1, and part 2 I'm gonna scroll through the group and just do a kind of laid back critique of whatever shots I come across. So look out for that. And getting into that, kind of leading into that, here's a picture from Jamie Stollenberg. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah, so he had actually hit me up. He takes a lot of really nice pictures, and I think this looks wonderful. I really don't see anything wrong with this. It's nicely staged. It's beautifully lit. You know, he matched up the figures again. I'm real particular with stuff, so I don't always like to see Mezco mixed with Legends and SHF mixed with Legends and this and that. I kind of like to stick to one line. That's how I like to display, and that's how my eye is kind of tuned. You got to really do a good job of blending different lines for me to really enjoy it. Honestly, that's just how I'm wired. But so he matched up the Mezco figures here. He used the zombie figure to basically represent a person that's been dead for a while though, so it's not really the zombie. So I thought that was clever. I thought that was cool, and I think this just looks beautiful. I think it's a really nice shot. He had hit me up and asked me about it a couple days before he posted, and I was like, hell yeah, post that, man. It's a really good shot, like, you know. And that's the thing, man. You want to get good reception, but if you don't, it's still a learning experience. But I think this got a really good reception. A lot of people liked it in the group, and stay tuned for part 2. I'll talk about this stuff more.
And we cruising through them hot blocks with 4 different flavors of the top notch. That's 4 passengers, 4 L's rotating. That's a hot box. 40 in the trunk, still we riding like we not hot. Pop pop, bang bang, rat-a-tat. Yeah, the 50 cal flip you like an acrobat. I'm in the hood, man, I'm comfy, and that habitat was good. Let's get this money, getting money since the Cabbage Patch.